everybody. This is Bob from T-Shadow. Thanks for being here. Hope you're enjoying what's going on in this crazy time that we're living in. This is an unusual way of doing a trade show or a pen show, whatever you want to call it. But here we are. So let's talk about a few things. We'll start off with tools. This is where we started. This tool right here, the magical skew. Those of you who have been around a while have at least have seen it, but it's pretty simple. Let's see here, the little camera, there we go. I can show you. You can see the shaft is hex shaped. On the bottom, it's faceted, and that allows the tool to set at an angle against, back to the front, against the, as it's turning, the tool is at an angle. So that gives you a shear cut. We call it a magical skew because it cuts like a skew. You know, it's a shear scraper, does a great job, leaves a finish so nice, it's like magic, and it's very easy to master. Beautiful on woods that are soft, punky, spalted woods, very hard woods it cuts like butter. Does a great job on just about everything wood. And some plastics it's pretty good on too. But we have since, after this tool, we've come up with another tool that is much better on plastics, and that is our NRS. You'll see that the angle of the cutter is different. Instead of making you buy a very expensive negative rake cutter, we developed a negative rake bar, which allows the tool to be presented as normal, but the cutter is at a negative rake. So you got a cheap cutter that's easy to replace, inexpensive to replace, and if you want to, you can sharpen it on a diamond stone. You can't do that with the other brands. And this thing is amazing on all plastics, even the inlay sacklisters and the other fragiles. And cut to two. You can see there some detail on how that one looks. Okay, that's the NRS. Okay, then the next tool we want to talk about is the diamond detail tool. And this one you can see is pointed at the front. That's because it takes a diamond cutter, just like it says, diamond for detail. This will do coves and little grooves and stuff like that. Just nice detail work. I have seen a lot of guys rough with one of these. If that's what works for you, I don't know. I would never do it myself, but I've seen guys do it. But that's the diamond detail tool. And like I say, a really nice detailing tool. The last one is a conventional, we'll stay on this, just a short scraper. Conventional, flat bottom, just like everybody else's tools on the market. Presents the cutter at just a regular carbide scraper, just like everybody else sells. So those are the four tools that make up the basis of the T-Shadow tool line. Now we package these in a number of different ways. You can buy each individual tool individually. The negative rake scraper is $85 with the short handle. If you want a medium handle, that's this one. It's 14 inches long. If you want a medium handle, it is $99, and that comes with the toolbar, the handle, and a 15R2 cutter on that. Now the magical skew comes with a 16 millimeter round. You can also use an 18 millimeter round, a 15 millimeter square, 15 millimeter R2. It comes with a 16 round and a 15R2. The shaft and the short handle, this is $90. If you want the long handle, it's $14 more. So that would be a total of $104. The diamond detail comes with two cutters, one a sharp point, the other one a rounded point. The bar and the short handle is $90. And with the medium handle, it also is $104. The short scraper comes with a 15R2 and a 15 millimeter square. This one will also take round cutters, both the 16 and the 18, if you want to put those on. Handle, bar, two-piece carbide, short handle, $90. $104 if you want the longer handle. Now, if you want all four, This is what we call the Master Turner set. You get all 4 tools with all the various carbides for $285. So that's a bit of a pretty good little discount. And if you want the longer handles, it's $340. Now we have one more special that I want to talk about, which is what we call the pin turner set. You get a negative rake tool with carbide. You get a magical skew with the 2 pieces of carbide. I also throw in a diamond credit card sharpener. And this sells for $185. And if you want the longer handles, it's $213. So that's the basic tools. We also have one other tool, which I sort of showed you a minute ago, which is a long scraper. It's this is 14 inches. This is about a foot. This comes with a 15R2 and a 15 millimeter square. It will also take the round cutters if you want, but a full-size cutter, you know, full-size tool. If you want to get down inside of things and stuff, this is a tool that you can hang over the cutter and still have the leverage to deal with it. And this one is $99. It's the only way it comes, is 1 bar, 1 medium handle, 2 cutters, 99 bucks. So that's it for the basic turning tools from T. Shadow and Company. So thanks for watching, and now we're going to talk about CA. I'm a Mercury CA distributor. First time I tried it, I fell in love with it. I became a distributor. It's the best CA you can buy. It is American made, which is phenomenal. Comes with some really unique features. In the bottle cap is a little metal plunger that goes down and keeps the hole open, so you don't have to worry about the ends getting clogged up and stuff like that. It comes with a lifetime guarantee. If it ever hardens up on you, they will replace the bottle. Like I say, amazing stuff. So let's talk about the flex first of all. CA Flex comes in a thin flex and a medium flex. This was developed to be used as a finish. It's not made for gluing plastic models together or, you know, putting your jewelry together or anything like that. This was developed as a finish, and it's phenomenal. The nice thing about the flexibility is if somebody drops a pin, it doesn't break. It doesn't chip it. You know, it doesn't chip the finish. It's a little bit flexible, so it absorbs that impact. It comes in, like I say, medium and thin. These are $10 a bottle. The accelerator in the small bottle, this is a 2-ounce pump. It's $4. And it also comes in a 12-ounce aerosol. This is $18. Now, one of the things we got here is we got these neat little holders that come with magnets on the bottom, so you can stick it right on your lathe. There it is. You don't have to worry about it not getting knocked over or anything like that. Comes in 2 styles, one for 2 bottles, one for 2 bottles plus the accelerator. All right, so that's the flex line. Then there's regular CA, which comes with all 3 thicknesses. There is a thin, let's see, there's a thin, a medium, and then a thick gap filling. These are $6.50 a bottle. And again, amazing CA. I wouldn't use these for a finish, but these are great if you want to glue the tubes in, or if you're segmenting, you want to do things in a hurry, you know, this is a great way to go. And like I say, those are $6.50 a bottle. And they're the same size bottles, so they fit in the holders as well. And they use the same accelerator. There is a difference. Mercury uses heptane as their accelerator, where some of the other companies use, shoot, I forget what it is. But anyhow, it's different, and it's worth using. It does make a difference. Mercury also makes epoxies. Again, American made down in Georgia. Comes in these 2 little round bottles. And you just mix it 50-50, you know, a quarter size and a quarter size, mix them up and away you go. We also have the holders. The CA holder and the 2-bottle holder are $10 a piece. The one that holds the 2 bottles and the small pump is $12. The epoxy is $12.75. Comes in 5-minute, 15-minute, and 30-minute. Great for actually gluing your tubes. This is what I use all the time. Another Mercury product is thread locker. We all know how sometimes pins want to work apart, the different components. Little thread locker solves that. And this is a little 0.176 fluid ounces, 5 grams. So there's just a wee little bit in there, but it goes a long way. And the price of this is, there it is, $6.50. So great leather item, and it's, like I say, American made. You just can't beat it. Now we do have a special, which is these two, the medium flex and the thin flex, what we call a CA starter set. So you start off with these two and a small accelerator. We throw in a pack of Abranet. This is 2 sheets each of 120, 180, 240, 320, and 400. And so you get 2 each of those. And then we give you a pack of the T-Shadow CA bushings. Now these are different than the other guys. These are made from Delrin. You can drop these in a baby food jar full of acetone and peel off any CA that's on it. Actually, they're smooth, pretty smooth. If you don't mess them up, you can just use your thumbnail. And they're also countersunk on the back side, so you can use these between centers. You don't even have to use an arbor if you don't want to, or a mandrel. And you get 4 of those. So that whole set is $35. So there you have it. $35 CA starter set. Comes with the bushings, the Abranet, thin and medium flex, and accelerator. 3 regular CAs, 3 different lengths of cure time on the epoxy. You know, great American-made company. They stand behind their product. One thing I will tell you, one of the epoxies, I don't remember, I think it's the B half. One says A and one says B, or this one hasn't done it. But sometimes it looks like it's crystallized. And I called and talked to the people at Mercury, and they said to take a pan of hot water. Just run hot water right out of your tap, as hot as it'll run. You don't have to boil it or anything. Just run it good and hot and just drop the bottle in there. It'll heat it up, it'll re-emulsify, and it'll be good as new. And I don't use a whole lot of epoxy because I just haven't been turning a heck of a lot lately. So I think this one, I had to do it when it was new. It had sat on the shelf for a while, but I haven't touched it since. It's still pretty liquid. But if it ever does do that, that will re-emulsify the hardener, I think it is. And like I say, any other problems you have with them, give Mercury a call. They will stand behind their product. They're a great company. We're proud to represent them. So there you go, guys. CA. All right, let's talk about our blank maker's vice. For you guys that make like watch parts blanks or any blank that you glue things on the tube and then you cast, this is the gadget for you. I went to a seminar, sort of a class on making watch part blanks. And the teacher gave me a cigar box and a chopstick and said, put your blank on that chopstick and stick it in these V-grooves in the side of the cigar box and start gluing your goodies on. And I thought to myself, oh, there's got to be a better way. There, I was right, there is. So you take your tube, slide it on. This comes with 2 of our CA bushings that we use just to center these up, and a couple of wing nuts. Come on, Bob. There we go. Snug her up. All right. So now, the way I like to use it is away from me. I'm sitting back here, maybe at a slight angle, but we're working just on the top. Take your tweezers, put the glue on or whatever you're using, fingernail polish or whatever, and just rest your hand here and then lower the part on, and you get a very exact drop right where you want it. And you do this spot, then you loosen it up, rotate it 90 degrees, work on that side. Loosen it up, rotate it 90 degrees, do it again. So there you go. One blank maker's vise. Comes with a very heavy base, rubber feet on the bottom so it doesn't scoot around on your workbench. The wing nuts, the bushings, you supply your tubes. There you go, 25 bucks. It's a new item. This I think I did have at the last MPG. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I did. This is called Glide Pro. This is a lubricant anti-rust treatment for your lathe bed. Use it on any tool you want, as long as it's bare metal. Don't use it on painted metal, but on any bare metal surface. What I recommend for a lathe is you remove the tailstock, remove your banjo, take an orbital sander or a sanding block, sand your bed, sand the bottom of the banjo, sand the bottom of your tailstock. Get everything very clean, wipe it down with alcohol, and then you simply go in here and you get one of these little pads. And you rub it on all the metal. You know, looks like that, just a little pad. And you rub it on, and everywhere. All the bed, the bottom of the banjo, the bottom of your tailstock. Rub it on. Probably take 3 pads, maybe 4 to do it the first time. Get it good and wet. Rub, rub, rub. Then let it set for about 10 minutes. Then come back with a paper towel and wipe it off. And keep wiping until your towel comes back clean. So wipe as much off as you possibly can off of the bed of your lathe, the bottom of the banjo, and the bottom of your tailstock. Wipe it completely clean. Then put everything back together. You will be amazed. You touch the tailstock and it slides like it was on bearings. It is phenomenal how easy your banjo will move, how easy your tailstock will move. Depending on how much you wet sand and stuff like that will determine how often you have to do this. I wet sand right on my lathe a lot. I don't put a towel down. I don't worry about it. So I have to retreat mine about once a month. But basically right there, the rest of it's still in great shape. But the banjo and the area underneath where we're wet sanding does tend to get a little funky looking again. But it cleans up very fast and retreat it again. And it's phenomenal. It works on drills, your drill press table, work on table saws. Make sure you wipe it completely clean. Wipe until the rag comes back clean. Get every drop of oil off, and you'll be amazed how smooth things move. It will not transfer to the wood if you do that properly. It will not affect your stainability of the wood or paint holding ability or anything like that. Any bare surface that you want to protect. And for you guys that live in the South, you know what the humidity is like down there. Let's get ahead of the thing. I know guys use a product that's, the spray stuff in the blue can that we all used for years for everything, and 90% of us use it for the wrong thing. That the name implies water displacement. That's what those 2-letter means. It's not a lubricant. It is definitely not a rust preventative. It's made to spray on electronic parts to force the water out. That's what it was developed for. It does a lot of other things, but it's not great at it. This was developed to protect bare metal in harsh conditions. And it's called Glide Pro. There's 75 patches in the bottle, and this sells for $15. So get a can. All right, now we're going to talk about something that we've not had to MPG yet. So I want you guys to see this. One of the most dangerous things we do on a lathe is drill. As everybody knows, you put a drill in your tailstock and you crank the tailstock, advancing the quill into the blank that you have in your 4-jaw chuck, and hopefully everything stays put. When you go to back it out, you're pulling against the Morris taper. And this is problematic. It doesn't happen often, but I've heard some pretty good horror stories about the chuck coming loose. Drill catching, pulling the chuck out of the tailstock. I've seen drill bits bent and broken. I've seen chucks stuck through drywall behind the lathe. And I've seen guys that got hurt. So Jason Rose actually came to me and he says, you need to come up with a way that we can put a drawbar on the drill chuck. And I said, how are we going to do that if we're going to advance the quill? So I went to work and I thought about it, and I looked around and everything, and this is what I came up with. I think it's pretty ingenious. So what we have is a bearing at the front so that it doesn't bind, and then we have a spring. And then we have this quick release nut that allows you to move it forward and it locks down. So what happens is you put this in your tailstock, you shove this in the other end, and it comes together and you thread it down. And this is a 3/8, fits most MT2 chucks that are made for a lathe. A lot of guys are using chucks that weren't made for lathes or made for drill presses. They don't have the hole. Everything that we sell at T-Shadow is a lathe chuck, so it does have the hole. And the MT2 takes a 3/8. So now you take that down, your wheel would be here to advance your quill. You push this button on the nut, slide it forward until the spring and the bearings touch, and then just give it a turn and a half or so just to snug it. There should be no play here. Then you can start advancing your quill. The spring will compress as the quill is moving forward. When the spring is completely compressed or just about, stop cranking, push this button, it's going to spring back, and then reset it and do it again. You'll get about an inch of movement. Then crank it again, drill another inch, reset, do it again. And by then you should be through the blank. So this is the way, keeps everything very secure. No way this chuck is coming out. Makes it extremely safe, or at least as safe as we can do it. We have chucks for MT2. We have chucks for MT1. Same chuck, different arbor. That arbor takes a 1/4 thread on the drawbar. And we have both drawbars in stock. So price on the drawbar is, I forget. What'd you do with the bag? I meant to write that down before we started. Rats. The drawbars are $32. That's what it is. And the chuck is $45. And it's the same for MT1. No difference in the cost whatsoever. So there you go. MT2 chuck, drawbar, $32, $45. Okay, now I want to talk to you about turning between centers. We'll get to bushings in a little bit, but first of all, you need two things if you want to turn between centers. You need a dead center and you need a live center. So we've got them both. Our live centers have 3 bearings, 2 that carry the lateral stress and 1 that is a thrust bearing. So there's 3 bearings, high speed, very accurate MT2 and MT2 dead center. This one goes in the headstock, this one goes in the tailstock. Use TBC bushings in the middle and you're off and running, and it's real easy. Okay, we also have them in MT1. These are pretty cool. Still 3 bearings, as good a precision as you can find anywhere, and the nice little MT1 live center. So, or dead center and live center. Same deal. Live centers are $35 each. Dead centers are $10 each. MT1 or MT2. There you go. Hi guys, it's Bob again. We've got a brand new item here we're real excited about. This is the first show they've been at. It's the new T-Shadow branded bushings. Yeah, I know. Something to really get excited about is another set of bushings. Now these are turn between center bushings, are made here in the United States. There's 3 or 4 things that are very different. First of all, you'll notice they're all black. That does 2 things. Number 1, the black oxide resists corrosion. so you don't have to worry if you live in a humid area or you get them wet, sanding or whatever. They're going to resist rusting. They're not rust proof by any means, but they're going to resist it. The other thing the black does is it gives you an indication that you're getting the tool on the bushing. If you're turning and you're turning bushing off, now your bushing's not accurate anymore. So you need to learn to not touch the bushing with the tool, and these will help with that. So that's the two things that the black will help you with. There's a couple other things that are really cool, and we'll get to those in a minute. But let me first tell you what we got. We've got a mandrelless adapter that uses regular everyday A mandrel bushings that you can now put between centers. Then we have a set of slimlines. We have a set of Sierras, a set of bolt action, a set of juniors, and a set of cigar. These are the first ones. We've got more being made now. But here's the really cool part. Watch this. Oh no, I can't find my calipers. Well, that's okay. Well, first of all, these two are real easy. They just pop out, as do these two. Okay, now they sort of all look the same, except on each and every one of them, there is a serial number or a part number. These are 202s. So a 202 is a cigar. And this is a 201. That's a junior gent. This one is a 201. This one is a 102. So that'll go here. See, I'll keep them in the picture here so you can see what's going on. And a 202. A 103. What was that one? 102. There we go. And a 201. That goes there. This one will be a 201. That leaves this one to be a 202. Those are done. And then these two are both, that's a 102. Almost enough light in here. 102 and a 103. So, just like that, they're all sorted out. Now, the really cool thing is, well, before I get to that, you'll notice that they're all numbered. 101 is a slimline. 102 is the Sierra. 103 is the bolt action. 201 is the junior. And 202 is the cigar. But if they're equal diameter tubes like these are, that's the only thing it says. Now, obviously on these, the tubes are different sizes and there's a difference top to bottom. So you have an A, B, C, and D. The A is the finial on the upper cap. The C is the center band of the upper cap. B is the center band of the lower tube, and A is the nib on the lower tube. Now, if it's a single tube that has different sizes like a Sierra Vista, the A will be the nib, and it'll be a D for the finial. So just like that, you drop them all, you pick them up, and you know instantly what they are. Every one comes with a complete chart packed with it, so you know what they all are. You don't have to, save a bunch of charts. There's one in every pack that fits them all, or that shows them all. Now, obviously, as we add more, the charts will get bigger, but they're still going to be included. But that's it. Very simple way to sort them. So storing isn't quite as critical. It's still nice to keep them separated, but it's a lot easier. And if you drop two or three, if you knock something off, I've seen guys put them in them little plastic boxes and have 20 different sets of bushings and drop them on the floor, and now they're scattered all over the place. You get set down with a light that you can see and a little bit of time, and boom, sorted right back out. Now, they're very high quality. They're machined to very high standards. The tolerances are extremely tight, and they're made here in the U.S. So there you go. Single tubes are $7, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Single tubes are $7, and the 2-piece sets are $7, 4-piece sets are $12. So they cost a little bit more, but I think they're worth it. So there you go, guys. Brand new, turn between center bushings from T-Shadow. Thanks.